triumphant return of the product herself, Angel Reese.
The return was supposed to feel like redemption. Angel Reese, the self-branded Bayou Barbie turned Chicago centerpiece, had been away for weeks, and her absence was wrapped in mystery. The team called it a back issue. She framed it as a period of reflection and self-discovery. Fans wondered if it was something else entirely. But when the Chicago Sky finally announced her comeback, they did it with a splash of pink, bold letters and a campaign that screamed "Savior." They turned her return into an event, marketing it like a championship parade, telling their supporters that the missing piece was back and the season could still be salvaged. But when the ball tipped against the Seattle Storm, the illusion shattered, almost instantly. This was not the triumphant return Chicago had scripted. Reese did her part statistically: 19 points on efficient shooting, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists in just 26 minutes of action.
You can't be scared. You can't come in and think like, yeah, these are women I've been watching all my life.
On paper, it was the kind of line you'd expect from a star making her way back. But the highlight that went viral wasn't a bucket, or a clutch rebound, or any of the theatrics Chicago's marketing tried to build around her. Instead, it was Ezi Magbagor's emphatic block, a defensive play that turned Reese's supposed coronation into a nationwide meme. It didn't matter that Reese scored 19. It didn't matter that she filled the stat sheet. In the age of social media, perception wins out, and the perception was damning. What fans saw wasn't the return of a star lifting her team from the brink. They saw a hyped-up welcome back campaign that ended in the same old Chicago collapse. The Sky losing their 5th straight, dropping to 8-26, with playoff hopes buried deeper than ever. And the cruelest irony? The very thing Chicago had built its brand around, Angel Reese as a culture-shifting franchise savior, was the exact image that now seemed more fragile than ever.
The Chicago Bravado were routinely getting their ass kicked when she was healthy.
From the moment she entered the league, Reese carried expectations that were as heavy as they were. Unrelenting. Drafted as the face of the rebuild, she was supposed to turn the Sky into a contender overnight. Every offseason move reflected that urgency. Instead of patiently reloading through the draft, Chicago traded away future assets for veterans like Ariel Atkins, hoping that pairing experience with Reese's energy would vault them forward. They even parted with the rights to Sonia Citron, who now thrives in Washington and looks like a Rookie of the Year contender. In Chicago, the gamble backfired, because while Reese could fill up a box score, the results never followed. The Sky kept losing, and when the defeats piled up, fans began questioning whether Reese's presence was making the team better or simply making the marketing department busier. Her critics have always circled one narrative.
The love I felt in there, I think that was the most important thing, winning it for our crowd. We had been on a losing.
She quits when things go bad. They point to her rookie year, when she seemed to fade once Rookie of the Year slipped out of reach. They point to her stint with Unrivaled, where she didn't finish the season. And now they point to this summer, when she stepped away for nearly a month in the middle of Chicago's downward spiral. The team called it a back injury. She called it a chance to learn more about herself. But the silence around it, the lack of rehab updates, the absence from the bench, the vague answers, fueled suspicion. Was she really hurt? Or had she mentally checked out once she realized the season was lost, and that's where the real tension lies? Because when a franchise sells you on a savior, the expectation isn't just buckets and rebounds, it's presence, it's leadership, it's showing up when things are at their worst. And that's where the comparison to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever becomes impossible to ignore. While Chicago was scripting welcome back Barbie posts to fill seats, Indiana was grinding through its own adversity in a completely different way. Clark has been battered all season, physically targeted in ways rookies rarely are. She's had off nights, she's had turnovers, she's even played through injuries. But she's always been there. On the court, on the bench, in the huddle, showing fans and teammates that she won't disappear when things get hard, and the results speak for themselves. The Fever, built not just on Clark, but on the steady dominance of Aaliyah Boston, the relentless scoring of Kelsey Mitchell, and the gritty contributions of role players like Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham, have turned into must-watch TV. They're Games don't just sell out, they buzz. Every stop on the road feels like an event. And the difference is striking.
Like, what in the bleep is going on? Exactly, why aren't you playing in games?
Indiana's rise feels organic, earned through resilience and balance, while Chicago's hype feels manufactured, held together, by slogans that unravel once the scoreboard tells the truth. For Angel Reese, that contrast is brutal. Her return was supposed to reset Chicago's trajectory. Instead, it exposed it. Because while the numbers looked fine, the record did not. The Sky are now eliminated from playoff contention, sitting near the bottom of the league, with no postseason to show for all the talk about culture and winning. And worse, their draft pick doesn't even belong to them. It goes to Minnesota. That means all of this losing doesn't even come with the consolation of rebuilding through the lottery. So what exactly is Chicago left with? A franchise marketed around a star who puts up double-doubles but doesn't seem to elevate her team beyond the same losing patterns. A fan base promised one thing: progress, competitiveness, a future worth investing in, but given another, a cycle of defeats wrapped in pink banners and catchy slogans. And the perception grows louder. Maybe Angel Reese isn't the centerpiece of a contender. Maybe she's the centerpiece of a marketing campaign. That's why her viral block mattered more than her 19 points. It symbolized the gap between hype and reality. Because in sports, the moments that define you aren't always the ones you plan for. Sometimes it's the play you didn't make. Sometimes it's the block you suffered. And when that's what fans remember most from your long-awaited return, the narrative becomes impossible to spin. Angel Reese says she's learned a lot about herself. But the question lingers. What has Chicago learned about her? Because now the answer doesn't look like a franchise savior. It looks like a franchise stuck in the same losing cycle, with the same questions and no clear way out. And that's the story that cuts deepest. Chicago didn't just gamble on talent, they gambled on image. And when the lights hit brightest, that image turned into a meme. So now we're left with the only question that matters. Is Angel Reese truly the future of the Chicago Sky, or has this all been smoke and mirrors? Can she actually lead a team to wins, or is she destined to remain a stat-line star who doesn't move the needle where it matters most, the standings? What do you think? Is Reese a genuine franchise cornerstone, or just a carefully packaged illusion? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a breakdown like this one.